So we in Leo season. Shout out to all of the Leos out there. It's y'all season. So like I've been doing for every zodiac sign, I'm about to give my breakdown of Leos and then give my experiences with Leos, the Leos that I have dealt with in my life. So, um, getting right into it, my breakdown of Leo. So if you don't know, Leo is a fire sign, just like Aries and Sagittarius. So all fire signs share in common that they're passionate, brave, blunt and straightforward, have a temper, and can be impulsive. That's what all three is going to share in common with each other. And then they like excitement, of course. All fire signs, of course, love excitement, love anything that's passionate and, get them riled up. What's unique about Leo is actually ruled by the sun. So Leos hate when people say this, but Leos like to be the center of attention. They like the spotlight. They like being a star. That's why a lot of Leos are actors. If you look it up, like there is a lot of Leos who are actors and actresses also. Then when you look at like Barack Obama, who else? If you know who, even Tom Brady, who I just did, loves being in the spotlight. Dr. Umar, if you know who that is. Bobby Smurda, if you know who that is, the rapper. All of them are very charismatic people. Leos are very charismatic. They know how to draw people in, and they like getting attention. So the women can dress in a provocative way to get male attention. The men can be the type like to be in shape. A lot of Leo men like to be in shape and like to take their shirt off and do stuff to kind of draw attention to themselves. So what else about Leo? So Leo's also uh, on the okay, so on the positive side, they're charismatic. They one of the best looking signs. I think I ranked them number two behind Pisces when I did the most beautiful women zodiac signs. Because there is a lot of beautiful Leo women like Megan Good. I couldn't even think off the top of my head. Oh, Jennifer Lopez, Whitney Houston was Leo. So Leos are some of the most attractive people, some of the most charismatic people. And then there are some of the most loyal people because Leos is a fixed sign. So the fixed signs tend to be the more loyal ones of in astrology because they're able to see things through. They fix. So they're the ones that like to stick with something. And when they have something, they don't like to change. So that can be a good and a bad thing because I'm an Aquarius who's also a fixed sign, just like Scorpio and Taurus. So it all depends on the element. Because, for example, with me being a fixed air sign, air is dealing with the mind and thoughts and the mental. So Aquarius can tend to be stuck in their ways mentally, like their thoughts can be fixed and it's hard to change, which is true. It's hard to change the Aquarius mind. And once the Aquarius thinks something, it's hard to change their mind from that because they focus on their thoughts. Just like Taurus also get it the worst when it comes to staying in relationships too long. Because on the negative side, fixed signs can stay in a bad relationship too long because they're fixed and they're stuck. So they can be the ones that don't know how to initiate or go do something else or be mutable and change, and they can just get comfortable where they're at. So that's on the negative side. But Taurus is fixed Earth. So Taurus is Earth is dealing with all things with all practical things like stability. So a lot of Taurus, that's why Taurus is the ones who can keep a job longer than anyone. Taurus can be the ones that have a career, have a business, see it all the way through. You look at Mark Zuckerberg or Mr. Beast off of YouTube, the with the most subscribers, they're both Taurus. And if you look it up, a lot of Taurus like are rich and business people because they're able to see things through and stick with something until it's done. Also, a relationship. So a lot of tourists are married. Every tourist I know is married, and good or bad, they gonna see it through. Then you got Scorpio. Water is dealing with the emotions, so we know that Scorpios is going to be fixing the way that they feel. That's why it's real hard to tell a Scorpio feelings because they able to control their feelings and their emotions, and they can deal with it even better than the Cancer and the Pisces. But it's I'm not gonna get into it because it's all different. I think that Cancer is just the best with the emotions when it comes to like feeling other people's emotions and being emotionally intelligent, but because we know Scorpios also always get associated with being like manipulative and emotionally, basically using their emotions for negative things like revenge and all of that. But anyway, so and then Leo. So Leo was fixed fire. So Leo's is going to be fixed on whatever they have a passion for. And whatever that is, that's what they're going to be associated with. Like you can look at like a Leo, somebody else said it's like a bonfire, like a fire that's in one place. So that's why Leos are ruled by also it's the lion. The lion is their symbol because they are also great leaders. That's one of the big things about Leos is that they have great leadership skills. You look at like a Barack Obama or Tom Brady, who considered one of the best leaders in sports history. So they have great leadership being ruled by the lion, and then that's why they can be when it comes to like their family and their household, they can be real domineering, real on top of things when it comes to that. Leo, just like lions, they also say too that a lot of Leos can find themselves being lazy at times, not wanting to do something. Just like a lion, they can put all their energy into something, and then after that, they just burn out and be done. What else about Leo? Leo is actually the opposite of Aquarius. So every zodiac sign have an opposite. So it's good and bad because they say opposites attract. So that's why a lot of opposite signs can be attracted to each other and deal with each other. But then on the flip side, they can have a lot of problems because they see things differently. But when they say with two opposites, if you put them together, they can complete each other. But then also it can cause a lot of bickering and argument because the way y'all do things is different. So for example, because I am being an Aquarius, so I know with Leo and Aquarius, they both what they share in common because also opposite signs also share a lot in common. Also, what I'm finding out, it's not that they just completely different. They also share a lot of similarities. They might just go about it in a different way. Just like Taurus and Scorpio is opposites, but they both are possessive in their own way. We already know about Scorpios being super possessive, and Taurus is super possessive also. And for Aquarius and Leo, they both have leadership qualities and are great leaders. You look at Michael Jordan, who's Aquarius, and then Tom Brady, who's a Leo. They consider two goats, and they get compared a lot to each other. And they both have a lot of similar traits when it comes to like leadership and passion and being brave. With Aquarius and Leo, the difference is that Aquarius is more focused on group things. And the Leo is more so better one on one. So like Leos can be better when it comes to like a relationship or dealing with somebody like on a one on one individual type of level. Versus Aquarius can be more better, like struggle with that interpersonal relationship a lot, like a lot of Aquarius do, but they are good when it comes to like friends and ruling like businesses or communities or something like that. They more so focused on. And then Aquarius can be more so cold and aloof. And then Leos are very warming. That's another thing. Leos are very like warming and inviting and charismatic and fun to talk to. Aquarius can be kind of aloof and put off and kind of to themselves. And you can kind of see that with like a Tom Brady and a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is more like to himself. aloof, like Aquarius is, and Tom Brady is more engaging and more like accepting with people. And then of course Aquarius is going to be more mental. Leo is going to be more physical because it's air and fire. So that's going to be their opposites right there when you see it. Like Aquarius is more so going to be focused on mental things, and of course Aquarius is known as the brainiacs, the scientific ones, like the super smart ones. Leos are also smart, but Leos are more so known for their being charismatic or good looking. So Leos is more so like people going like, let's say you got a Leo and an Aquarius. You gonna like the Aquarius more so for their mind because they're smart, because of their conversation. You gonna like the Leo more so for their attractiveness, the way that they look and stuff like that. If it makes sense. So that's just like some of the differences between Aquarius and Leo. Then also getting into, I guess we can get into my relationships and my experiences with Leo. Because another thing is that Leos are very dramatic and very like over the top. Aquarius is the opposite of that. And that I've seen that be a lot of a problem with the Leos that I have talked to or dated to where they can be kind of like over the top and like more dramatic. And the Aquarius is more laid back. Like I said, like Aquarius can be like the laid back one, the chill one, don't be tripping too much unless it's something serious. And the Leos can always be like ready to go, energetic. And like I said, that can balance each other out because you don't want too fiery people and then you don't want too laid back people because too laid back people wouldn't nothing never be done. There wouldn't be no fun or spontaneity or spontaneous stuff happening in a relationship. Then too fire people can always, bump heads. And it's the difference between like a Leo dating a Aries or a Sagittarius, just like a Aquarius dating a Gemini and Libra. So Aquarius or the air signs dating each other, it's going to be more so a connection mentally, and that's what air signs need. They need conversation. They want to like air signs want to talk to somebody that they feel is smart, somebody that they feel like that they can hold the conversation with, somebody that challenge them intellectually. Fire signs is going to want somebody who's fun, passionate, somebody that they can turn up with, they can have fun with. But on the other side, two fire signs can butt heads all of the time. Like if like a Leo and an Aries or Sagittarius relationship, they can get into arguments a lot. They can be at each other throat a lot because it's two hot heads and two people with a temper together. Versus the air and the fire sign, that's why they're supposed to go together. Is that the air signs is more so cool and laid back, so they can kind of bring the fire sign down some, and then the fire sign can turn the air sign up some. So that's a little bit of the combination between air and fire and the opposite signs. But getting into my experiences with Leo. So let's see. Let me think of all the Leos I know. I dated two Leos. Yeah, two Leos for sure that was semi-serious or serious. I'm not sure if I talked to another. Oh, yeah, no. Three Leo. So two was kind of more so a relationship, and one was kind of just like a fling, one night stand type of thing. Do I got any Leo friends? I actually don't have any Leo friends growing up or nothing, surprisingly. But some of my favorite people is Leos. Like I said, Tom Brady is my favorite player. I like a lot of Megan Good was my crush growing up. And that's who I like more so than anybody. So I like I like Leos for the most part, but my experiences with them. But so the Leos that I have dated, the two serious than the one I had a little fling with, it was it was great because especially one of them because we was like best friends. We got along a lot. We had a lot in common. Also, like I said, so we really clicked. We was real attracted to each other, like that opposite attract type of thing. And it was overall a good relationship. We didn't work out because she had an ex already that she knew from her childhood. But no, first, yeah, getting into reminiscing on the story. So her, she had a boyfriend, a long-term boyfriend, that she was with for the longest, and he ended up going to prison for, she didn't know how long at first, but it ended up being like over 10 years. So, and she was trying to still work it out with him, still trying to go to see him. But once she found out that he got over 10 years, she was like, okay, it's time to move on. So I had met her right when he was in jail, waiting because he couldn't make bond because he had a real high bond, of course. And because I think it was attempted murder, I think, or something. I think it was like, or he tried to rob somebody or something like that, and it went wrong. But so when I first met her, he was in jail waiting trial for that. So we were just kicking it in friends because I met her because I seen her. I was at the car wash, so I overheard her and her cousin talking about weed and that they need some weed because I was like right next to him. So of course, me, I walked up to the car, or she got off the car. However, I had asked her like, "Do you need some blah blah?" 'Cause I actually stayed across the street. So I went across the street, got her some weed that she wanted or whatever. So I segued that into, you take my number down. I kind of tried to play it like I was the weed man for real. And then from there, obviously, I tried to talk to her or whatever. But we were just cool talking. I brung her weed a couple times. So a couple months go by, and then her dude actually get the 10 years or whatever. So that's when she started to come over to my house and we started to get cool and kind of connect or whatever. So after, and we was, good for months. She would come over, spend a week at my house, the weekend or whatever like that. Everything was good. But come to find out that there was the other dude, which there always is, because she was highly attractive. She was bad, she was bad. So it was another dude. Remember her boyfriend that went to prison? She had a childhood friend. I guess she was messing with on and off or whatever, and he was in and out of jail. So he was basically, oh, your man locked up, so I'm supposed to have next. So she was basically playing the fence because she really liked me, but then she had him who'd been waiting in the background forever. So she was kind of on the fence going back and forth between us two. So once I had started to realize, and then, well, he realized and he was blowing up my phone, blah, blah, blah. So let me speed past. I'm just telling my whole life story. So we ended up basically separating because of that, because she ended up talking to somebody else. Well, she was had him in the background and he was blowing up my phone, playing on my phone, talking about stop talking to her and really just causing a lot of drama. And then I had to leave it alone. I'm like, you need to go figure that out. You knew him for the longest. I get it, that's your childhood friend. So, but they ended up getting pregnant. She ended up getting pregnant by him shortly after having a baby, and they ended up breaking up. Like while she was pregnant, they ended up getting into it because while she was pregnant, like she ended up hitting me up. And I seen her after that, like after she had the baby and stuff like that, but it wasn't the same. Like me as a dude, and it just like I'm not finna talk to somebody. Like it's one thing if you already had a kid when I met you, but for us to talk and then you have a kid with another dude and then try to come back to me, no, because it's like I knew you before you had a kid. Then you had a kid with this dude that was playing on my phone that you should have never even had a kid with in the first place. So that's why we kind of stopped talking. So, that decision, but overall we never argued. We was pretty much good. The other Leo girl, we was good, but she had like no, she had two kids when I met her. So I don't have no kids. So off rip, I'm never about to take that on as somebody who don't have no kids. I always said one is the limit. I'm not doing no more than that, and I'm probably not even gonna do one kid. So that's why we were just having fun. It just is what it was type of thing. It could never, and she got mad at me. That's why we started talking because she felt that okay, I'm not being serious, and we have been talking for like a year. I would see her here and there when I'm not working and stuff, and she come to realize like, okay, I'm not finna keep on playing with you and wasting my time because she was older than me too. She was like 35 when, yeah, she was like 35 when we stopped talking. And I was like 30 maybe. Yeah, I think I'm like 30, 31. So she got tired of me not stepping up and being a stepdad and trying to progress things. So that's why we stopped talking. So it wasn't really nothing bad both times. It's just the fact that they had kids and other people and stuff like that. So overall, yeah, it was good. Like I said, on the negative side, I hate both of them was dramatic, like how Leos can be real dramatic. Like if you get into it with a Leo, they can overblow things. And then I also had a Leo coworker also, and like when they don't like something, they can blow it out of proportion. Like they very dramatic. When like you can see if you know Dr. Umar, he a perfect or even Bobby Smurf, like the people I named, like they're over the top to a point. Because it's one thing to be charismatic or dramatic, like they're over the top. Like when it comes to things, everything they do is like extravagant, over the top, like excessive. And then that's another thing about Aquarius. Like they say, Aquarius doesn't hate being in a spotlight to a certain degree in because Aquarius do secretly like to be in the spotlight. I'm not even gonna lie, that is definitely a thing. Or maybe because I got an Aries moon, so maybe that's more so why I'm like that. But Aquarius, but I do hate like people who like over flashy, like over confident, like over the top things as Aquarius, and I know they say that about Aquarius. We hate that, and Leos is like that, so that can be kind of the problem when it comes to Aquarius and Leos, and showing the opposite is that Leos is over the top with everything that they do. Aquarius is more so laid back when it comes to things, and I hate people who brag too much. That would be people who love to brag, love to talk about themselves. Aquarius hate that. So, and that's some of the kind of rift that I had with them, with the Leos that I have dealt with. So, yeah, that's my experience with Leos. They actually one of my more favorite zodiac signs. One of the zodiac signs I actually like more so than other. Definitely compatible with them. Definitely Leos are, like I said, a lot of Leos are very attractive, very charismatic. They're very fun. You just have to watch out for them because, like I said, any sign cheat, every sign cheats because a lot of Leos can cheat because, like, Leos will cheat for attention. That's the thing. And if you know Leo, like they can be the ones who they love attention, so that can lead them to cheating if they not getting enough attention from the person that they with. But I do agree, like the lion, Leos are more loyal than a lot of other signs, like Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, even Libra. Like I would say are bigger cheaters than Leo is. So it's not the fact that Leos are not cheaters, it's just that they're not in the top half when it comes to cheating. They're more loyal than majority of signs, but they can be cheaters, especially if you're not giving them attention. So that's something to always keep in mind. So yeah, that's my breakdown and my thoughts about Leos. Definitely, definitely have they good and they bad traits. If you're a Leo, you should know lean into if I was a Leo, I would be trying to do anything because you look at King Bond was a Leo. So on the negative side too, a lot of Leo's bravery get them into trouble. So a lot of Leos have been known as like what's the word? Like they could be the ones like in the gang or like into like even killing people, fighting or anything because they're fiery and they're real brave that they can really lash out and do a lot of things like that. Even if you know about Tupac killer Orlando Anderson, he was a Leo. So like a lot of Leos can go, like I said, over the top, and they have to be careful, especially when it comes like a relationship or jealousy. Like you get a Leo who jealous or ready to cut up or act crazy, you have to definitely be careful. But overall, Leos is pretty chill. Like they one of the better signs in my opinion. And I'm out.